One of the common arguments you'll hear people making in support of legalising assisted suicide and euthanasia is what could best be described as the Libertarian argument. In a nutshell, it's the argument that says that the state should not interfere in the timing of our death, and so we should all be free to choose to be able to die when we want to. But there are a couple of glaring problems with this reasoning. Firstly, we already have the legal and ethical right to refuse burdensome or extraordinary treatments that would otherwise prolong our lives. So no one is actually currently forced to go on living beyond what would have been, their natural time of death anyway. Secondly, and even more problematic, is the fact that this argument seems to be completely contradictory. On the one hand, it says that our deaths should be a private matter that the state has no influence over, while at the same time actually demanding that the state create a legal framework and then oversee a system whereby agents of the state would be given the authority of ending people's lives with lethal injections upon request. Which all seems rather confusing to me. Is the state meant to be involved, or is the state not meant to be involved in the deaths of its citizens? Because if we legalise euthanasia, then the state is now definitely more involved in our deaths than what it would have been if euthanasia had remained illegal. Not only that, but many of the people who support this line of reasoning are also genuine political libertarians, and they believe that governments are notoriously wasteful, inefficient and woeful at managing things, so therefore the state should play a very limited role in our society. So with all of this in mind, why then would those same libertarians want the state to be overseeing a system where citizens could have their lives ended by lethal injection? If the state is notoriously untrustworthy with lesser matters of public life, then why would we think that the state wouldn't also make a mess of legalised euthanasia and allow inefficiencies and incompetence to result in serious imbalances in the healthcare sector, or even the wrongful killing of citizens beyond what the system was supposed to allow? The third and final question mark about the libertarian argument is the suggestion that we can actually choose our time of death. As has already been stated, we can definitely choose not to go on living beyond our natural point of death. But is anyone really choosing their time of death even if they commit assisted suicide? Aren't they actually still being forced into that act by fear or the illness that they are experiencing? It's kind of hard to see how this would be a truly free choice with such a powerful form of coercion hanging over our heads as the fear of suffering or the fear of a loss of control. This seems like the opposite of choice to me. Instead, it feels like we are allowing fear to force us into prematurely ending our own lives. Look, I'm sure there are responses to some of the points that I've raised here, but it still seems to me that the libertarian argument for assisted suicide and euthanasia is nowhere near as strong as some people would like to think it is. Especially if you're asking me to trust the government to never make a fatal mistake in overseeing a system that would be giving lethal injections to hospital patients. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Life TV.